If you're planning a trip to Australia, it's essential to know the most convenient, widely accepted and safe payment methods, as well as how to avoid unnecessary fees. I'm Leanne, and in this video, we'll cover cards, mobile payments, cash, and how to tackle public transport payments city by city. First up, let's talk about the absolute standard for payments in Australia, contactless tap and go, which is accepted almost everywhere, from your morning coffee to your big supermarket shop, even for tiny purchases. This includes your physical credit or debit card and also mobile wallets like Apple Pay, Google Pay, or others from your phone or smartwatch. Now, let's talk about fees you might encounter. It's common for Australian businesses, especially smaller ones like cafes or market stores, to add a small surcharge for card and contactless payments, typically 0.5% to 2% or higher. They'll usually have a sign at the counter, so don't be surprised. It's perfectly legal here. You can pay with cash to avoid the fee. Surcharging was introduced more than 2 decades ago when card processing fees were high, but fast forward to 2025, cash transactions represent only 13% of in-person payments, a decline accelerated by the pandemic, making contactless payments the norm. Recognizing that surcharges no longer serve their purpose in a predominantly cashless economy, the Reserve Bank of Australia has proposed a reform to abolish these fees. When you use your foreign card to make a purchase in Australia, your home bank might charge you a foreign transaction fee, usually 2 to 3% of every purchase. Check with your bank beforehand to see if you have a travel-friendly card with no or low foreign fees. The Wise debit card issued under either the Visa or Mastercard network charges a small, upfront currency conversion fee if you don't have Australian dollars in your Wise balance. That is typically under 1%, with no foreign transaction fee. Using Wise to buy AUD in advance lets you lock in a rate of your choice for spending in Australia. When paying with a Wise card, example for a 10 Australian dollar purchase, it will automatically use your 5 Australian dollar balance and then cover the remaining shortfall by converting the necessary amount from your other currency balances at the mid-market exchange rate and incurs a low variable conversion fee. Watch out for dynamic currency conversion or DCC when asked if you want to pay in Australian dollars or your home currency. Always choose a UD. If you choose your home currency, the merchant or their bank converts it at a terrible rate, costing you significantly more. When using a card in a digital wallet, the fees remain the same. Visa and Mastercard are universally accepted, Amex is common, but Discover or Diners Club might struggle. A contactless mobile payment is more secure than a physical card because it uses tokenization. This process ensures your actual 16-digit card number is never transmitted to the merchant like cards do. Instead, a unique encrypted token is created for each transaction. Unlike the simple tap-and-go vulnerability of a physical card, the device requires a PIN or biometrics. This is where it gets a little tricky, because each major Australian city manages its own public transport system. There are different cards, apps, and rules, so let's break it down. In Sydney, you can usually just tap on and tap off with your contactless credit card, debit card, a transit card, or mobile payment device, just like the locals. You'll still enjoy daily, weekly, or other fare caps, so tourists don't even need to buy a specific transport card unless you need a concession fare. Just remember, always use the same card or device to tap on and off for every trip to ensure those fare benefits apply. This applies to all public transport within the Opal network, including buses, trains, ferries, and light rail across Sydney, the Blue Mountains, Central Coast, Hunter, and Illawarra. However, for Melbourne, to use the trains, trams, and buses, you still need to buy and load a Myki card or app to tap on and off. Contactless payment at gantries isn't active yet, coming in the next upgrade. There is a fantastic free tram zone in the city centre. If your tram journey starts and ends entirely within this zone, don't tap on or off. It's completely free. If your tram journey starts or finishes outside the free tram zone, make sure you tap on when you board. Tap off on trams for Zone 2 only trips. Myki covers metropolitan Melbourne, V-Line regional train services and regional town bus services in several regional centres in Victoria, including places like Geelong, Ballarat, Bendigo, Traralgon and Seymour. Under TransLink, which covers Brisbane, the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, Contactless is accepted on all Southeast Queensland trains, trams, ferries, and buses. All fares are 50 cents per journey, regardless of how far you travel. In Adelaide, passengers simply tap their card or smart device on a smart validator when boarding buses or trams. No need to tap off. Tap and Pay will become available on all trains by late 2025. Canberra uses a ticketing system called MyWay Plus, which offers multiple ways to pay, including contactless options. You must tap on at the start of your journey and tap off at the end using the same physical card or device to be charged the correct fare. Perth currently relies on the Smart Rider card. They are in the process of trialling and implementing contactless bank card and digital wallet payments. Australian currency consists of notes $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, and is often cited as the only country to feature a woman on every denomination of its circulating banknotes. Cash transactions are rounded to the nearest 5 cents. Cash usage in Australia has significantly declined, now primarily being used by older Australians in some remote communities, or for specific small-scale transactions like markets, tipping, or small local businesses. One of the fruit stalls we bought from at Victoria Market is cash only. Many businesses choose to be cashless for practical reasons, such as improved security, greater efficiency, reduced labor costs, and better hygiene. This is common at many modern services, including tourist attractions, new parking facilities, app-based services like ride-sharing and bike rental. When cash is required, there are 3 main ways to get it. 1. ATMs. These often incur multiple fees, including a charge from the ATM operator and an additional fee from your own bank or card provider. 2. Cash out. This option is available at the checkout of most major supermarkets and some convenience stores with a purchase. It is always better to use a debit card for cash withdrawals. Using a credit card at an ATM is treated as a high-cost cash advance and will immediately incur interest charges and high fees. 3. Money changer. Rates are generally better in city centres than at the airport. For the best rates, it's often better to withdraw AUD from an ATM using a travel-optimized card like Wise.